back to the SaltyYShow, and welcome back to our Total War Rome 2 Empire Divided campaign as the amazing Palmyra Empire, episode 14. Hope you guys are doing well today, and if you are, like and subscribe as always. Without further ado, to catch you up to speed in case you didn't watch the last episode, which I do recommend always watching previous episodes, as obviously it's my channel. But in the last episode, we are moving about claiming Armenia as a province for the new empire in the east. All that remains is taking the Armenian capital, and that faction will be no more. We are kind of in a hiccup here, though, as the East is coming at us with full might. Most of their armies are easily dealt with. Nothing we've not had to handle before. But the Persians, or the Sassanid Empire, is really starting to bring out some heavy hitters, mainly referring to the immortal infantry that they have. The one benefit we have, at least for now, is their empire is somewhat, so it takes a long time for them to get to us, so they're not sending forces quickly. And on the other negative side, obviously, to the west in Egypt, our most vulnerable province, the governor of Numidia, or well, the Numidian kingdom, the Roman Numidian kingdom, is finally expanding east. They went to war with the Nasamones, which we had to abandon our dear allies there, as we cannot handle a war on the western front, especially since our Egyptian legion is currently guarding the Sinus Arabicus against the Sakistan Shah as he is sailing north, potentially laying threat to Miles Hormos or Dispolis. And we have quite the ragtag army here with no pikes, but it is a situation that we are monitoring. Meanwhile, Asia Minor, I did move some forces around just to make sure we're getting public order benefits and things like that, and our cultural influence is going up. But without further ado, we have some movement over here. And first, I want her in range. We're going to fortify. And she's going to guard our taxa, and being in fortified stance, potentially could draw out the Shah of Media, or potentially the Armenian general. They could see this as an easy opportunity, but we have a full stack ready to defend, so it won't be as easy as they're expecting. Armenia currently is pretty useless when it comes to benefits, but the religious gathering sites and our concentrated grounds are making sure public order and our culture should start kicking off soon enough. Meanwhile, Zenobia needs to get moving. I do think she's going to go ahead and just garrison, our taxa there, or Karana, just to get some growth. You've got a lot of pikes. I think they'll be okay. I'd like us to spend our money elsewhere. Particularly, maybe let's look towards Antioch. Religion or regions trade routes are causing a high number of banditry. Let's see. A farming settlement would grant growth and agriculture. That'd be 2 wealth from all sources. That's pretty good. We could also invest in commerce. Soda has a strong commercial grow. That's because it's wine. But we could upgrade the shrine here, actually. That could be a good start. So let's take a look. Say, public order, Latin, wealth from farming, wealth from commerce. We already have that building. Tax harvesting, 16 wealth from all sources. We could build another one. I mean, there's nothing that stops us from building another one. Wealth from culture and research. And then recruitment. Now, this is a military area, but I do think we're going to get the 5% wealth from this region. Yeah, the food is pretty good. Well, 10% when it comes to farming is not the best. Maybe we should look towards Judea. They do have quite a problem, though, with banditry. In Judea, we could try to build something that would reduce that, but I don't really know if that's a big threat. Out of everything we need to worry about, I doubt it. We could just upgrade this too. Would grant wealth from agriculture, more sanitation. At the cost of some food, but we do have a special building there. So why not? Let's do that. Leaves us with just a little bit of cash, and I do think we'll use it to invest more in this army here. I say that. I mean, you're a 15 stack. You're pretty strong. Grab some cheap vigiles, perhaps. That's all we can get out of them. That's fine. You guys are sitting pretty for now. So if we were to attack, they would all be within reinforcing range. How interesting. That's quite the strong reinforcing range, honestly. Alright, well, let's end the turn and see what happens. Enough dilly-dally. Hope for the best.
I do not hold with the overlong talk, preferring the axe's edge as an argument. So listen and then agree.
Whoa, buddy.
Darkness gathers. Let it be the light for my people. I ask humbly for a truth.
Alright, so they were trying to get agreements, but they're not willing to pay for it. Alright. As expected, okay, Bactria has come to play. So finally their armies have been drawn out. They've waited long enough. They're bringing with them, thankfully, a lot of hillmen, eastern spears. I'm worried about the horse archers. And the slingers there. Alright. Let's find out if we can hold once more, and more importantly, the Guardians of Hatra need to withstand from taking too much casualties, as I do think we're gonna have quite a few sieges. And welcome everybody to the Battle of Hatra. Once more, the Guardians of this glorious town must stake their claim and see if they can hold out against the horde of Bactrian forces. We've gone for a fairly optimistic defense here, deploying everything that we can. Our forces are rather set and ready to go. And of course we have our flanking force out here. Because we do want to deal with these skirmishers, as that is the terrifying part of this army. The first bit of battle is underway as the Formation Light Cav do a frontal assault on our spearmen, and it just is not going to go well for them. Meanwhile, we are going to deploy our forces, though, over here, because the general, of course, is the more terrifying. The part the eastern nobles need to die. They did manage to make it through the barriers here, but being stuck here, this is definitely going to restrict them for quite some time. Meanwhile, all the forces in our locations are being relatively blocked. As you can see, the hordes of Bactrian forces are making their way in, though. They're coming, and they're coming fast, and they have a lot of range. That's the terrifying part. And one thing I did not notice until it was a little late is the horde of Bactrian forces coming from our east. Something new that I definitely didn't expect. Me moving my cav here like this was not not because of this. I did not notice, as you can tell. And unfortunately, our poor swordsmen are going to pay the price being engaged by the Eastern Cav here. And as they take damage, that's kind of when I notice, oh my, they're coming from all flanks. We have thankfully delayed the enemy here for quite some time. Their generals are pretty convoluted in this one area. We're gonna take a couple more of his bodyguard, and now they're gonna run on into javelins. That was a bit of overkill, but and we need to pull this pike unit out of here because all of a sudden this side is on the front of a battlefield. Our cav is gonna do a good job of mopping up any ranged units, but our generals are on the front lines all of a sudden, and they have a lot of archers, which is not good. So we're redeploying our pikes where needed so that we can hopefully back our general out of the front line. We don't want them engaged here. Unfortunately, they do have some cav that's going to go around there and murder our poor slingers. But our cav is sitting pretty healthy, and we're going to pull them out. Because we're going to need them to deal with any range units or do some cycle charging in the rear. There we go. We're going to try and pull these guys back. They've won their battle on the hilltop. You can actually see, I guess, some of their men were still dying. They won the battle on the hilltop. They're now just taking ranged fire, so we're going to try and pull them back to the city center. The slingers were dealt a horrible blow. Eastern cataphract and some Eastern cav. There's very little left of that poor unit. We did manage to pull our general out, so this unit here is going to take all the blunt of damage. And we're going to be just okay with that. They have a lot of range, but we don't have... Our archers are kind of busy piling into these expensive cav units. As the horde of Easterners really try to break that wall, they're going to start funneling through. Unfortunately, none of them went this way. I was kind of expecting that. I don't know if y'all heard that. That was my dear co-host. I'm not too sure what that whine was about, but just making sure everyone's aware that he is here. Unfortunately, our Palmyra spearmen are being hurt pretty bad by these javelins here. And they are starting to pour through. The barricade, you can see, is starting to weaken. And sadly in Rome 2, they can kind of just slip around the corners or through the gaps. But that's okay. It really does the job. We are thankfully winning over here on this side, dealing with the couple of cav units. Unfortunately, we are paying an extremely heavy price for it, as our poor legionnaires and pikemen, oh yeah, just like that guy, they sit dead on the ground. I mean, thankfully whenever the enemy tries to get in, and they are running out of ammunition, whenever they try to get in they die, but it is whittling down our defenses. Over here we're actually dealing with Eastern cataphracts. Our spearmen will inevitably win, but they were very close to our archers. Our swordsmen as well, not the best counter. They definitely need that spearman assistance. But the rest of their army is on its way. Thankfully though, we've set our Palmyrene spears at the corner where the enemy has to come up, and they are going to hold against the unwashed hordes bravely and effectively. Except that guy. He died. But most our men, they will fight very well. We are using our peltas now to chase off some of the enemy cav as they get stuck on the barricades here. Especially with them being the garrison units. It's free units. They'll replenish if we survive this battle. These guys are doing an excellent job holding. We are still suffering. Unfortunately, any melee or ranged unit that targets the our pikemen, it's getting a kill almost. We have driven out the eastern cataphract, but over here we are looking pretty worse for wear. Our first line of pikes barely exists anymore, but they are still doing a good job of holding the enemy back. Very nice. Yeah, as you can see, what remains of their wall is fighting. And we are, of course, we do have a second line prepared, but we really don't want to have to use all of them. And some of their cav are running out of ammunition, and we're trying to do a little encirclement with the couple of garrison troops we have left over here. Unfortunately, our peltas are being a little outnumbered here and are crumbling. But not before taking quite a few enemies with them. Our cav, while we've been watching the slaughter, are doing a lovely job of just destroying any ranged reinforcements that come in. At this rate, I do think a couple of their generals have died. Still not completely done yet. Ooh, very nice. A good slaughter there. That guy might need to fall back. He is in the thick of it. I'd pull back, buddy. Thankfully, we are getting some range support in there. Oh, he's got some friends coming. He's got some friends coming to him. He's doing a hell of a job. Oh, yeah, look at that archer fire. Damn. And reinforcements behind him are coming in to start encircling the enemy. And he's made it back to the rear line. He lives. He lives to fight another day. Oh, that guy. He's getting a little over-ambitious. He's now encircled. He's taking people with him. And we're slaughtering any retreating forces. Making sure we break this flank so we can free up all of these pike units here. The captain of this unit is pulling out, and it's time to get moving. We need to deal with this blob of infantry. Our poor spearmen up here have been pushed back as they've brought their own pikes to play. Not in the best position, but they are going to still be able to slowly but surely push our poor spearmen back. So we need to aid them quickly. It's time we start using all our pikes to our advantage. As you can see, our cav out in the distance, about to go slaughter some more archers. It's a lovely show out there for them for now. Well, we're bringing in reinforcements from this side. Our general's actually taking part in some of this fight as well. She has a spear in her hand. Our archers are raining down death upon the enemy. And our pikes are moving to reinforce our spear wall to make sure these guys are no longer flanked from all sides and again focus their attention elsewhere. We are pushing them back, and this unit is still desperately holding as the men are slowly making their way up the hill here. But we are now flanking them down here, boxing them in where we can with what remains of our units, and our pikes are making the push back as the enemy tries to rout. This unit is in place to protect against a few units over here coming in, and our cav are now going to be making their way back, hopefully to try and deal some damage to these units here, as this is all that really remains of a leadership blob of Bactrian forces. The battle is brutal, but it is turning in our favor. We continue to break the enemy. And with that, you can see the enemy starting to retreat and funnel out through the walls. Another reason we want to draw our cav over here is because we have a lot of enemy a lot of men to slaughter. We don't want them to keep all these troops and pull another assault. Our pikemen and our general have secured the hill once more, and we are slowly making our way against their own. Reforming our pike wall, and it is now pikemen against pike. As you can see, I do believe our pikes have quite the advantage here. And our cav are now getting into the fray of things down here, sending it home with a good morale shock. And with that, you can start to see a mass rout grow. And these units will not be needing to be dealt with, as they will join their friends in the rout. And once again, Hatra is under our hands, and the Guardians of Hatra have proved their namesake once more. And with that, I am now very worried. Oh, that's a lot of money. I'll tell you what, we probably should release them anyways. We're gonna make the most from it. There's not a replenish forces. Okay, but that technically, that might. Praying, everybody. Thank God. Okay, we did it. I was so worried. +5 loyalty. An increase in rank for our patrician and a general. So knock those out very quickly. Of course it's her. She is literally just doing all she can. What does cunning do? Wounding enemy agent in self-defense. That's actually pretty good. Alright. Banditry, that doesn't make sense. Nope, she's a pike unit. Morale, recruit, Let's go for covert operations. Let's go over here and level up our patrician. Let's see, to all factions, yes. And then we will do research, as we've unlocked all of Government 1. If only we own the city of Rome. I'm thinking... Do we do more missile damage? +1 rank for champions upon recruitment. And champion actions go down. We've got tier 1 for everything now. That's going to continue to increase the skill of our military. We could get culture. We've already done those two. I just don't see it being that worth it. 2 turns. Oh, I wish we could afford that. Missile damage or campaign movement speed and replenishment rate. That's actually pretty good. Ugh. Ships, mercenaries. Nubian archery. That's just all military buildings, yeah. Let's try to move to the Comitatenses, or Comitatenses? I think, if I remember, that's how you say it, Comitatenses system. We're gonna have you dock here. Alright. Oh, that's Rome. We're not at war with Rome. We very well could be. But we're not. A force stack is not gonna protect you. Alright, Sakistan has landed in Himyar. So, if this one army tries to take on any of these regions, I think they're going to lose. Which makes me think, if they're they'd have to cross a lot of land, and a lot of our allies. They could go back on their boats, and the Admiralty here still poses a threat. A 13-stack fleet is nothing to scoff at, but it could be enough for us to get another general in there and to see if we can... Alright, Bactria still does have an army here, I see, so they only attacked us with 2. Or, my bad, no, they have 3 on the field. It's... Jesus. Alright. Gonna cancel those and restart them.
I'm still ready. Ready for battle. Standing ready. The queen is ready. March.
Okay, yeah, they're suffering.
At once. As you advance.
None of those armies are able to aid the Armenians.
I fight for the people.
Sadly, media is suffering too, which is good.
How can I be of assistance?
I'm more worried about this army than anything.
How may I serve you?
Let's try to stop them from moving.
That worked
Damn.
out mostly not wrong.
Mostly not wrong. Yeah, great.
I will do anything for Rome.
What are you
How can I
doing?
help?
So you are acquiring some money. That's not the best thing to do, but it is what it is. This force, it's compromised of spears, horse archers, hillmen. We could outrange them. I bet we almost, but it's a fort. That is unfortunate. It is a fort. That would deter any success because they'd be able to sit in their fort and just shoot at us. And forts don't have towers in Rome too, do they?
Ready for battle.
Obviously we can't do anything here.
We're ready.
They got another 2 units of cannon fodder ready to go. The amount of agent spam here is just ridiculous. We could get a... Ooh, never mind. We are not going to get that. You're really expensive. Jesus.
At your command.
4 slingers, 3 archers. You need some cav.
Soldiering.
3 lanciari. That leaves us with 2k in the bank. I really am thinking about upgrading this.
We hunger for battle.
3 turns. That'll give us Egyptian or Libyan infantry. Camels. No pikes. That's the sad thing. No pikes. Do we have any more governors available? Who's the friendliest? Oh, nobody. That's not good. We're right on the precipice of losing our 10 as well. Oh, my bad. It seems we've... Oh, is that it? We've already lost it? Is that why? We've already hit that rank. The plus 10 is gone. It does appear that way. So Latin families are at a minus 11. Difficulty bigot. Bigot is the culture problem, yeah. The Greek families sit as 0. Expansionists, militarist, other factor, provincial initiatives, promoted characters. They're easy to keep in line, that's for sure. So 525. Greek family. Is that what we want to do? Do we want to try and get another army? Let's go for it. And I think we're gonna go for the Imperial Pikes.
Ready for battle. Ready for battle.
Alright, we will give you the Javs and 2 of the Cav.
Commander.
That leaves you at a 13. That's plenty to take on the fleet.
Commander.
That gives you time. You're gonna make your way to Ammonium.
We hunger for battle.
We probably could have just recruited an army over there, but that's fine. You know, it is what it is.
At your command. Get to it.
Back in the port you go.
We hunger for battle.
If they get a full stack going, I do think we might try to launch an attack on the Bearers of Truth. Next turn, hopefully we'll be able to take out Armenia proper.
Ready for battle.
And I wonder... Shit, Gallic Rome. I don't like it. Culture...
Speak, if you must, but know that Roman ears have little liking for foreign babble.
No, they just don't. They don't like us. That's not good. That's not good at all, guys. Shit. We could broker peace with the Sassanids, potentially.
I am...
Oh, never mind. No, we can't. Armenia has been forsaken, so they're completely exposed.
My friend, you... Our haggling. Greetings, my friend. Greetings.
Alright, we're military allies with them
I am
now.
humbled by your honorable words. I accept.
I'm happy to make
Greetings, most excellent friend.
all of
Your
these
gods
people
have not, I
military allies. I am quite okay with that.
Please accept as a most humble.
My friend,
Okay,
you
they're
honor this
really willing.
place with your arrival. I, your humble servant in matters of diplomacy, await your words.
Okay, so if they're not willing to do that, but they want a military alliance, let's make them pay for it.
My lord would have me propose a treaty between us. I will go further and humbly request such a thing.
Okay.
I humbly propose this, in
You
the
tell
hope
me.
that you will see the merit of... Your canon would shame a Cappadocian grandmother haggling over
Alrighty,
days.
alrighty.
And no, I do not agree.
Now you do.
We had heard of your great wisdom.
So we've
and with
established
this generous
military
offer,
alliance with
we have
Maine,
seen-
Himyar.
In my lord's name, be welcome.
Whoa, no.
And may the blessings of the gods be welcome. You have my full attention.
For some reason, Gerha does not want anything to do with us, which is just hilarious.
Speak your...
Yeah, screw Rome. The Alani should be able to mop this up. We've made military alliances with Maine and the Himyar. I mean, which does kind of make sense. We need Maine to actually target that Sakistan army here. They're not doing anything. Yeah, target them. We want them out of Arabia. And with another grand in the bank, we could probably spend it somewhere, honestly. I'm kind of thinking about getting a military building in Miles Hormos. Alright, let's see, what could we get here? We could get Egyptian pikes and scythe chariots. That'd be pretty good. Because we don't get, well, we get a lot more tier 2 the military camp in Miles Hormos, and it would give a better garrison. Comparatively speaking, we get nothing useful there, except the pikes. Over here, we won't get archers until tier 3. That's fine. Get a military building there, that'll protect the garrison a bit more, and it'll allow us to get some pikes going. Pikes are like, pikes and archers, the ultimate defensive technique, as long as the archers can destroy any range the enemy has. Alright, that's all our money, let's end the turn. End the turn and hope. We didn't move our legion north in the northeast. Alright, they're coming to fight us. Alright, the second battle of Hatra. They are bringing far fewer range, so as long as we can get them into a melee, flank them, kill their general, I think we can do this. It's just by themselves. Let's see what we can do. It's almost like we were just here, but welcome everybody to Hatra again, as the Sassanid army, the far more experienced, or, well, heavily trained army, is making their way to the walls, or the men of Hatra. I love that you can really tell. Hold on. Yeah, I feel like that's a vanilla skin. I was gonna say, I love that you can really tell that the modders have done such an excellent job with the textures of the Roman forces with this overhaul. It looks gorgeous, and I can't get over that, how good it looks. You can see the, I mean, really, you can just see the age difference between some of these forces here. Looking at the Immortals in particular. Not to say they're a bad looking unit, but just, you can tell. They are going to make their way in, and our archers are going to be very useful for this, as the enemy have primarily a melee focused army. So once we deal with their general and the couple of range units they have, it is going to be a fairly nice slaughter. Unfortunately, no, okay, we're doing fine there. Fairly confident in this battle as long as we get to use our pikes. Their general has made it here. I don't think he's dead yet, but it'll be hard pressed not to die in this engagement. Here's our javelins start piercing the back of their armor. Oh Jesus! Oh my God! Right to the head. I do love the visual effects. Like, man, it looks deadly. I really gotta be honest. That looks deadly. Holy crap! These last few guys not getting the memo. Oh, his friend just died. Like, oh my God! 4 javelins to the chest. Yeah, that's definitely gonna end it. Well, who's this guy? Anybody gonna kill him? No. He's just gonna sit there and be a problem. It looks like he is. We are actually dealing with a little blob over here of a contingent that they brought over. I'm not too worried about it. Our pikes and our spears will hold extremely well. We just want to make sure we box them in. They are getting some range damage on us, though, these Persian archers. Firing over the walls or over the city limits and pelting our unarmored, or well, our very exposed to range pikemen. Thankfully, though, our cav are on the way. They're going to make quick work of these poor, unsuspecting archers, which they do actually suspect it, and they're going to start trying to run. I didn't see this in action, so are we going to get some friendly deaths here? We are. We got 1, 2... Okay, just two cav died. That's great. And we're going to slaughter that unit there. And thankfully everything's going according to plan. We're gonna have our pikes defend this point here. The general is trying to break through the garrison or the walls over here. And our pikes are going to pull up on this hill just a little bit. We're going to form a nice long wall here to brace for the coming immortal impact. We are going to get some nice kills on these walls, but our javelins are going to run out. And unfortunately, they're just soaking up a little bit of javelin fire from them. Our pikes are braced, though, and ready to receive the enemy. And thankfully, we are getting around. Our archers are going to get around to start doing some strong flanking shots into this so that we can free up all our extra infantry over here. This side has a strong contingency of pikes, but they probably do need a couple, you know, reinforcements would be better than none. Especially as they are starting to funnel through the barricades. I do love the AI. They decide that, oh, I don't know where these guys are going. I thought they were going to break out here, but no, they've decided that they're going to go through the wall here. Interesting. The AI is trying to be smart. They've placed a immortal infantry unit here to block the entryway so that we can't hit them with our forces, but they're not really factoring in what we're doing with all our archers in one spot, as these guys are about to find out. As our arrows, just like the famous Persians, will blot out the sun soon enough. I didn't even see that first volley. I wonder if I can. Will I be able to see it? Should be any second now. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, no. Absolutely not. That's terrifying. The first volley not getting too many kills, but as they continue, it's going to start rapidly picking up. Yeah, just like that. Jesus. It's going to very quickly start breaking their morale. As you see, their numbers are dwindling rather quickly. Good God. Moving back over here, our pike walls have been engaged. We were ready for them though, and pikes are by far the most effective defense unit that we have. And they're doing a hell of a good job. Nothing is getting through these walls. Be careful, you don't want to fall out of line though. I would not want to get into a sword on sword. Oh, never mind. He's just badass like that. He just killed an immortal. And he is a pike unit without his pikes. Oh, is this guy gonna do the same? Oh, this guy wants more. Oh, he's getting pushed back. He's probably just gonna, yep. He's gonna get stabbed. Some of our men are getting a little out there. This guy's fighting the captain of the unit. Oh, never mind. He's decided against it. Too busy fighting others. Thankfully, we have absolutely destroyed this flank. And what remains of it will die and wither away. I'm going to make quick work of these few units here. And then we'll be clear to slaughter this poor unit here that is slowly but surely being whittled down. I've just left our slingers here, what remains of them, to just pick away at these guys. And they've done a decent job at it. And I've already pulled our archers back. They're going to go up on this hilltop here so they can fire unrestricted into this blob of infantry. And our cav are just waiting to engage some hammer and anvil tactics. They did make a bit of a pincer, or a bit of a hole here, but thankfully our men have managed to stabilize it, and they are fighting tooth and nail to make sure they don't crack the pike wall. But this side is going to devastate this poor unit. We're actually going to send in our hillmen here to seal the deal from the rear as our archers are making their way to that hilltop. The stacks of Sassanid men are starting to get pretty high. as they continue to try and make their way up the hill, and they just cannot. You can see some of them are getting through and getting a couple kills, but we are now starting to deploy hammer and anvil tactics as well. Yeah, see, I don't know what's going on. They've managed to really push into this side here. But we are almost done dealing with this, and that's going to free up the rest of our army to come over here to help out. Trying our best to get in there and start dealing some bloody damage. A nice charge there. Not very many men are getting up from that, but unfortunately their general did take note, and he's going to chase our poor skirmishers out, or our cav out. But we've drawn him out into the archer field. That was a horrible idea for him. I'm sure there was a good bit of friendly fire there. That was a useless volley. But that did immediately break that unit. They are gone from the field. We still have a good 13 men left there. And as you can see, we are moving our forces back over here to help deal with the immortal blob. We are going to start using fire arrows to really seal the deal with no general. All we need to do is break these immortals, as they'll be easy to kill when they're running. And that is going to be the job of our cavalry forces here, or what remains. This poor unit has seen a lot of combat. Their troop count really shows it. Our reinforcements are on the way, though, to help out what remains of this line here. I'm far more worried. I think this just shows the superiority. I'm far more worried about ranged armies. Range is really key in this campaign so far. Us having range superiority has won the day every time, and the enemy having range superiority literally is the only reason we lost one of the battles in this campaign. That did take an achievement with it. Alright, everybody, taking a drink. And we are moving in, and our fire arrows are starting to cause the morale debuffs. We are going to call this a victory once more for the Guardians of Hatra. That's why a good old range tactic always wins the day. Only 400 men lost, and I do think it's primarily out of our garrison. Media is poised to attack.
My lord is willing.
Armenia stands on the precipice of destruction. They cannot back out now. All we need to do is get through the turn. Now see, unfortunately, everybody, I do believe this episode's probably gone on long enough. And I was really hoping to destroy Armenia, but we're going to have to fight this battle, of course. And hope for another sound victory. But I'll have to leave that to you all in the next episode. If you enjoyed today's battles and today's campaign gameplay, like and subscribe as always. And I do hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I didn't say that in the beginning of this video, but I really do. But without further ado, I've been your host, Saltyy, my co-host, Winston, and we will catch you in the next one. But until then...